Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh God, it's week 6 already. NFL coming at you. Before you know it, it'll be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Star Wars, Christmas, and then the Super Bowl, and then we'll be done. But for now, let's look at these week 6 games. You get the Giants at Patriots on Thursday night. That's a weird Thursday night matchup. Usually you get a divisional game there, or very rarely you get an interconference one, let alone Giants Patriots. But this game's all the Giants stars are going to be out. Looks like Saquon's out, Sterling Shepard's out, Ingram might be out, and the Patriots defense is ridiculous. So this is not going to be much of a game. Obviously, the Patriots are going to win. We go to Sunday, the early game. We go Carolina, Tampa Bay, coming here from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Buccaneers, I think, got a couple of O-linemen out. They're back to looking sloppy. Mike Evans cannot put up a 0 again. We got to stop with this, guys. I get what's going on with Stephon Diggs in Minnesota. They're kind of pushing him out. But there's no excuse for Mike Evans throwing up a 0, and I can't have this. I have him in 2 of my leagues. This is nuts. He'll have a bounce back game, I think. He has to. If he has one catch, it'll be a bounce back game. I don't know. Tampa Bay is getting back to sloppy again. And Carolina, Christian McCaffrey's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. If it wasn't for cramp at the end, he might have scored 60 points in that game. Fantasy points. He is ridiculous. Carolina will win the game. So there you go. The Sunday regular early games, we get Seattle at Cleveland. Oh God, the Browns. What the hell's going on with the Browns right now? I get it. They were overhyped, and it's not surprising that they're not living up to it. But they look. Baker Mayfield looks terrible. What are he's doing out there? I went out and grabbed this guy as my second QB in my Superflex Dynasty League. I can't have this. Now I got to think about starting Andy Dalton instead of him. This shouldn't be happening. I got Mahomes, so I'm fine. But this was supposed to be Mahomes and Mayfield in my lineup for next 10, 15 years. I dominate this league, but I don't know what's going on here. Seattle's going to win the game. Cleveland's I don't know where their head's at. They're going. I'm not a Browns fan, but is this even more disappointing than the last 30 years of Browns history, or not? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Seattle's going to win the game. Houston and Kansas City. Oof. How about Will Fuller, huh? Oh man, listen, Will Fuller's good for 1 or 2 of those games every year before he blows out his ACL. But I didn't watch a lot of the Houston game last week because, again, the NFL scheduled 10 games at once, and the DirecTV game mix only has 8 boxes. And Atlanta, Tennessee was one of the 2 games not on the box, so I didn't actually watch most of the Houston-Atlanta game, but every time I looked at my phone, Will Fuller had another 10 points, and I was like, all right, now he's got 20, now he's got 30, now he's got 40. What the hell's going on over there? Just ridiculous. Now you get hopefully it's a high-scoring game. I don't know what happened with the Chiefs and Colts last week. Colts ran the ball, held the ball for a long time, so that kind of limited the scoring. But outside of one ridiculous Mahomes touchdown play, the Chiefs did nothing on offense last week. So I don't know. Indy's got a good defense, but hopefully, listen, Houston, Kansas City need to have a nice fantasy shootout game. All right, everyone can enjoy. Everyone's scoring 20, 30 points. Let's just get to one of those games. Kansas City will win the game. But if they don't win the game, I don't know I mean, I don't know what to make of who's going to challenge New England in the AFC. I mean, it's not going to be anybody anyway. But the Chiefs were like that. They were your only hope. But they got to win this game. But they'll win the game. It should be a fun game. And then we got the opposite of Houston and Kansas City. We have Washington and Miami. The friggin' hot garbage bowl coming from South Florida. I mean, at least Miami didn't lose last week because they had a bye. The Redskins, again with a new coach, just a mess from an organizational standpoint. I mean, they got some good young players, but from what I understand, they're organizationally they're just a mess, and that's why I can't put together a decent product in the field. I mean, listen, the problem with the Redskins is they never bottom out because like once every 5 years, like the rest of the NFC East craps out, and like the Redskins like back into a division title. So then that gives everybody false hope, and then rinse and repeat, and then they're back to being garbage again. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, who even cares who wins this game? But I mean, I'll take the Redskins, but I won't. So listen, somebody's got to win. I mean, neither of these teams have won. I'll take the Redskins, but I won't be surprised if Miami wins this game. I mean, I just think again, Miami doesn't have a lot of real solid NFL players on the team, and as bad as Washington is, they should be able to move the ball a little bit, and their defense is okay. But who cares? It's already talked about this game too much. Phillies in Minnesota. Here we go. Phillies jacked up again, tied with Dallas in the NFC East. I'm going to pick Minnesota in this game, obviously, because I have a rooting interest. But I do think Minnesota could win this game. I do. That is a tough place to play. And, the Vikings got back on track offensively anyway last week. I know they played the Giants, but hopefully they're back on track, and I'll take them to beat Philly. You get New Orleans and Jacksonville. The Saints are a good team. This will be a tougher game than you probably expect. And again, obviously, Breeze is still out. But, I'll take the Saints to win, but I think Jacksonville will give them a game. This will be because I was watching that top 100 plays of all time, and you forgot about that Stanford marching band play the Saints did back in 02 or 03, whatever it was, where they got the 80-yard lateral touchdown on the last play of the game and then missed the extra point to lose overtime. So that, classic New Orleans Jacksonville game. So you get another rematch here. I'll take the Saints. Cincinnati's at Baltimore. The Bengals again continue to be hot garbage, although they've moved up. Because Washington and Miami are somehow in worse shape than they are. But they're coming into Baltimore. They're not going to win. They got too many receivers out. They don't have enough talent. The Ravens are a good team. And that's, I mean, listen, it's not rocket science, right? It's just pro football. Ravens win. And then you get Sunday late games. 49ers at the Rams. I mean, it's been a long time since this was a big game where both teams were competitive, playing for, I mean, listen, 49ers are 4-0. I mean, 49ers win this game. And Seattle trips up. I mean, San Francisco's got a 2-game lead at least. And really, if they win this game, they're going to be 3 up on the Rams, I think, or 2.5, whatever it is. They'll be up 3 in the loss column because the Rams have dropped to 4-3, or 3-3, whatever. So this is a big game for 49ers. I mean, the defenses looked good last week. I know, again, it's the Browns and they're a mess. They've got a lot of weapons on offense that they can. I mean, listen, they got 3 legit running backs. 49ers do, so they can keep guys fresh. As long as Garoppolo doesn't make mistakes, they got decent. They don't have any superstars, the 49ers, but they have a lot of good, decent players and they have depth at the running back and receiver position. And then they got Kittle. I mean, Kittle's second best tight end, maybe third best tight end in football. So look out for the 49ers. I'm going to take the Rams here, although I'm not confident in this pick at all. I'd like to see the 49ers win this game, but I think the Rams are going to bounce back because they've had they had two tough losses. But I think they bounce back here somehow, but I'm not really that confident. Speaking of not any confidence at all, you get the Falcons going in Arizona. The Falcons. I didn't even realize last week that the Falcons were playing in Houston, which is obviously where they blew the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. And I looked it up. I mean, geez, they gave up 53 points last week. I mean, in the last 81 minutes that the Falcons have played in Houston, they have given up 84 points. I mean, that's more than a point a minute for you math people at home. Like that, I mean, Atlanta need never not go back to Houston. But they're not that good. Dan Quinn's gonna get fired at some point. Nobody cares. People in Atlanta don't care. The Falcons, they need to distance themselves 20, 30 years from that Super Bowl before they do anything competitive ever again. I'm gonna take the Cardinals here because they're gonna be feisty. I mean, they're not great, but Kyler Murray's gonna make some plays here and there. They got some good young skill players, although a couple of them will be out this week. But I'm gonna take Arizona to win this game. So there. What do you want from me? Tennessee's at Denver. Defensive struggle. I mean, neither of these teams are going to be a factor, so whatever. I'll take I'll take Denver because I don't know. Should I take Denver in this game? I'll take Denver, but again, this is one of those. Maybe I have a guy or one of the guys in fantasy that's the only reason I'm looking at this game. It'll be a low scoring game, maybe, but who cares? Denver win. Cowboys are at the Jets. Darnold will be back this week, but it doesn't really matter. The Jets are the Jets, and listen, the Cowboys gotta stop acting stupid in big games. I mean, this is obviously not a big game because it's the Jets, but I mean, they'll get the win this week, obviously, but then they'll be 4-2. But then it's gonna be like, oh, you beat all the garbage teams, and you can't beat a good team. So we're just gonna have to listen to that. Fortunately, I think we get the Eagles next week, so we gotta have that game. But we gotta have this game too. And listen, you get the next 4 weeks. You get the Jets, the Eagles, a bye week, and the Giants again. So if you can beat the Eagles, you should beat the Jets and Giants. Now suddenly you're back to 6-2, and everybody can stop complaining. And listen, Jason Garrett's not getting fired. All right, just Jason Garrett will be there till he drops dead. So everybody just stop with that. Cowboys will. And then you get Sunday night. You get Pittsburgh at the Chargers. Steelers are down to Devlin Hodges is going to start probably. The Chargers are kind of a mess on offense right now. This game could be a dud, at least from a Sunday Night Football perspective. Steelers are fighting, and I'll give them credit for that, but I mean, the Chargers' defense it's not amazing, but there's enough there where they should be able to handle the third-string quarterback at home. So I'll take the Chargers here, but again, you got two teams that are probably going nowhere in the AFC. So there you go. And then Monday night you get the Detroit at Green Bay. I mean, listen, give Green Bay credit. The defense is obviously better than it's been. Aaron Rodgers, even though he's not putting up 30 fantasy points a game, is still Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay is dangerous. There's nothing really you can do about it. But again, the Cowboys was just sloppy last week. I mean, first of all, they didn't even have Devontae Adams, so of course they're going to focus on a run. And basically, Aaron Jones just ran up the middle of the whole game. So I don't understand. I don't understand when you have Jalen Smith and you have Leighton Van Der Esch, and you have that D line where Aaron Jones just runs up the middle for 10, 15 yards every play. I don't understand. I don't understand what goes on with the Cowboys sometimes. But whatever. Detroit at Green Bay Monday Night Football. I'll take Green Bay here, but Detroit. Listen, Detroit's going to hang around here. I think Detroit's going to hang around. And listen, if they get an upset here, I mean they're right there. Leading the division. So this is a big game on Monday Night Football. But I'll take Green Bay to win. But that should be a good game. And then there it is. That's it for Week 6. You got 4 teams off this week, and then we'll see you on Sunday for the Cowboy game. And there you go, Week 6 NFL.